Well, I hope you're actually comfortable tonight because I'm actually going to talk about something a bit more. I'd say I don't know, awe-inspiring, something a bit more. I guess something you could say to add a little bit of wind under some people's sails because this is actually something that astonished me. Even I don't know. Let's let's actually start with this. So earlier today, I actually talked with someone who, well, he has a prosthetic limb, and well, it's in his foot, of course. They cut it. I don't know where exactly, but let's just say they cut half of his femur. And when that kind of stuff happens, normally they would have I don't know the correct medical term, but I would say a stump or a nub. And I asked him out of curiosity. So, whenever you try to tap your foot, right? Do you ever have the sensation or feeling that you would with your with the foot you're missing as you would with the one you have? And he says not anymore. And I asked him why is that? And he explained to me that well, he had recently had a surgery called osteointegration. And to explain this a bit more further, osteointegration is a surgery that necessarily they I don't know necessarily how they do it, but they attach the prosthesis to the bone. And it like that alone blows my mind given the fact that for the longest time, I mean even throughout history prior, they would just cut it off, or like some people would bleed to death or die earlier on. This is something that I guess we've forgotten, but like in earlier, I guess in antiquity, when someone lost a limb, you were either lucky enough to not bleed out and it would clot, or you would just bleed to death. I mean, good, thank God, technology has advanced well enough to where, despite missing a limb, that they'll live. But even then, people for the most part have always struggled. And like he explains to me that he could like I could touch my foot, or like where my foot would be on the prosthetic, and he could feel it, like the tapping, the vibrations, and all that little tiny stuff. How how would I explain? You know what? You can do an experiment yourself. It's not the exact same thing, but it's close enough, I guess, in this circumstance. And hold, put your hand flatly as possible on the table and tap. Just tap on just random parts, hard, lightly, and you'll actually begin to feel it on your on the hand that you have lying flat. It, I guess, is the closest thing I could explain to it. But like in this surgery, in this surgery, um, you feel it a bit more acutely, I guess. And I asked him, "Hey, would you like to talk about this?" And he mentions, "No, I because I have a YouTube channel and I wanted to actually go further in depth with someone who has this experience, and well, he says no. And you know what? Fair enough. I respect this. And to anyone who sees this video, and who has this surgery, because he mentioned surgery is extremely rare, given the fact that only roughly 6,000 people have actually taken this matter, and he's one of those 6,000 or so. But he mentions that this surgery will become common in the next 10 years. And to me, 10 years, I mean, it's not that long. In like a larger span of things, it's not that long, because I've been paying attention to the prosthetics that like hit in the last 10 years, and it's astonishing. Like, I think recently you could actually have fake skin, like skin that you could actually, that simulates a sense of touch. Prosthetics that have the strength to pull a bow. Hell, if I remember, like a few years back, with MIT, they were using ultrasounds for a musician who lost his hand, and he's able to actually drum like relatively quickly, just using the muscle spasms in his forearm. Like, and it's going to be astonishing, and I'm actually happy, because this means that, like, it's cyberpunk and all that wacky shit, but over time, more and more people will not struggle as much as people 5-10 years had, were like, they had to struggle with soreness in in the part that was removed, because the socket is rubbing against the skin constantly. Sometimes the parts would fail. Well, I mean, parts will always fail, given the fact that they're mechanical and stuff. But this stuff is becoming more and more reliable. 3D printing, so rapid manufacturing, it just brings a little bit of hope in a situation that generally can be much darker. And I'm just happy in general that, like, we're reaching a point where people who have struggled with that for the longest time don't have to struggle with it. They don't need to worry as much. Yeah, I'm done rambling. If you want to leave some comments, likes, subscribe, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just glad I've had a bit of your time. I'm On another note, I'm grateful to 27 people that subscribed. I'm grateful for like all the little views in my like the shorts, the wacky little comments people leave behind. I'm just grateful in general for many of the stuff that has happened. I will do more stuff. I'll try to find a bit more obscure matters. Thank you. Honestly, I wanted to talk about something that has fascinated me for like the longest time, and I wanted to bring something up to light that's a bit more positive, you could say. Um, I don't know who said this, but there's a phrase that I follow that, what was it? How was it said? Oh, um, that even if one candlelight can light the way, it can lead to a much larger path if we leave more and more lights down the road. Um, I don't know the exact phrase, and I might have butchered it, but thank you immensely. I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you. I'm done. I'm done saying that for now. Um, but please take it easy. Bye.